Saw this thing on a ASMR noise tag, and I decided that I would do this too. Okay, so what is my name and username? Well, I think my username is fairly obvious. It's right there, and it is Duck Wild Card. As my name implies, I'm a jack of all trades. They call me the ace who delivers in spades. How long have I been on YouTube? Since back in '06. How many subscribers do I have? Currently, the last time I checked, I was at 89. But I am always welcoming of more. Just putting that out there. I have a PC, a laptop. What kind of camera do I have? There's a webcam that is built into this, as well as this thing here. This Emerson, which I sometimes use for when I'm taking things outdoors or I'm moving or something like that. Do I have a mic other than that I use on my camera? Yes, this here, Blue Yeti, because I had heard from numerous sources, including Lauren Strowski Fenton, a good friend of mine, that this is supposed to be a quality piece. How did I discover ASMR videos? I had been online on YouTube, and I have no idea why this appeared in suggestions, but I'm glad that it did. I said I have no idea why, because it's completely unrelated to what I just watched, but the video Pillow Talk from the legendary Kitty, a dear friend of mine as well, Kitty, aka Sweet Seductive ASMR. And I remember having thought for a while throughout the video that it was going to be one of those things that out of nowhere has one of the electrocuted screaming faces, because he was just barely audible and I had to have the volume turned up completely to hear what she was saying. And so the entire time I had my finger on um, the button to turn the volume down, as well as one on the mute button, just in case. But thankfully it was nothing of the sort. And that was my very first thing I had ever learned of ASMR from. Well, that I suppose just answered that question. What was the first ASMR video that I watched and made it? My first ASMR experience, well, very first experience I had was also from one of Kitty's videos. Give me a second. Was just doing that. Flipping through pages, and in a very unique sensation, I had experienced a feeling of overall warmth throughout my body, as if I had just had a glass of wine, which struck me as odd because I had the air conditioner in my room on full blast, and so it seemed as if that was out of place. And I think it might have been because of the fact that it had reminded me of waves from the ocean crashing on the shore, which tends to be a hot place when I go to it. And my first experience in which I had tingles was with a video from the one Lilium, who I also consider to be a friend, and it was the video in which she was eating Kit Kats. What made me decide to make ASMR videos? Well, I just found it a very unique experience, and I decided to try my hand at it because it seemed like it might be a lot of fun. I forget what date it was, but I do remember that my first ever ASMR video has long since become my most watched video. It is my film noir roleplay video, and I take a great deal of pride in that video, and I have a sequel coming up to that, so stay tuned for that. My favorite trigger, well, does that mean that I perform, or my favorite trigger from another? My favorite trigger from another is in Kitty's nature video, in which she is rubbing the leaves of her cucumber plants in her garden. I just got insane tingles from that. And my favorite to utilize myself is this. Because as I see it, it is a unique thing that I alone do, or at least that I had first thought of. Using this chain. I had first used that, if you'll forgive a shameless plug here, in my Saw parody / tribute video roleplay that I made last year since Halloween was coming up. I don't really get any requests for videos. I don't really, as I said, I'm a jack of all trades. I don't do exclusively ASMR videos, and that could be why people don't request ASMR videos from me. I'm not sure though. My most recent ASMR experience, honestly just then, using this. What usually happens when I experience ASMR, for me, it is, from what I understand, the same thing approximately as it happens for most people. One of the few times in which I am like most people, I'm proud to say. I get a tingling sensation in my head, and sometimes into the back of my neck as well. Yes, there are a great deal, many people in my family who experience ASMR, and I'm proud to say that I had introduced them to it. My mom and my little sister both use them to fall asleep and to relax. I have tried to explain it to my loved ones. I first tried to explain to my mom, since she is in the medical field, and I was just beginning to experience some forms of ASMR, and so I wanted to know from a medical professional if it could be developed, for lack of a better term. And so I said about that to her, and then later on, just for a bit of fun, I had done this. I want answers. Because I really love film noirs and portraying hard-boiled detective type characters like they had been in those movies. I never really have been caught in a daze experiencing ASMR by anyone who doesn't. It wouldn't bother me if I ever was, because I really don't care what other people think about me. It's as simple as that. I usually watch ASMR videos after coming home from work. It helped me to unwind because it can be stressful at work sometimes. If I could meet a ASMR artist in person, easily would have to be Kitty. It has made my life so much better for it. Kitty, if you ever see this video, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my American heart for introducing me to this. She'd helped me with stressful days at work. She'd leave this on again, off again, pain and stiffness in the back of my neck. And just in general, has made so many positive impacts upon my life, and I am forever grateful for you, Kitty. You are a truly good friend, and I love you. And I was, if you'll forgive my rambling, but I was honored and humbled when I was able to give back in some small way to her. I had seen in her discussion section of her page that it was her birthday, and so I had decided to make a birthday video to her, and I'll put the link in the description. I was overjoyed by her response. A real life ASMR situation for me. I don't really have all that many real life ASMR situations. Sometimes when a push broom is being used against a concrete floor, especially if it's like a, for lack of a better term, ribbed concrete floor, that will trigger tingles in my head. I prefer to have videos that are, I prefer role plays actually. I especially enjoy the role plays that Heather Feather does. She is very creative and had allowed me to springboard myself into the ASMR community with her spy briefing roleplay video. Back when YouTube had allowed video responses, I had my debut video, my film noir roleplay as a video response. And so yeah, I really enjoy the creativity that she has with them. And just really roleplay videos in general. Those are my personal favorites. A question to add to this tag. Oh, questions that have been added. Who would I like to see or be in a collaboration video with? I actually am going to be in a collaboration video in hopefully just a short while. And yeah, and you'll see who that is. I don't really seem to get ASMR immunity, so I really couldn't answer that. I would like to know from you guys what the biggest triggers are for any and all of you, because I'm constantly trying to improve upon my craft. I did enjoy this tag. I was able to have a lot of fun with this, reminisce a bit. And I hereby tag my dear beloved friend Kitty, because as I said, she introduced me to this, and so I would be honored if I could know a bit more from who I see as the master of ASMR. Good evening, everybody.